5 years ago, I woke up one day and I couldn't walk or even get out of bed.
We're on the hunt for a BBC Young Reporter. Last year's regional winner is here to tell us what it was like. Now, do you know someone who loves to tell a really good story? Well, the BBC Young Reporter competition is back looking for young people's original story ideas. And it's an opportunity for 11 to 18-year-olds to report on a story or issue that's important to their life or the world around them. It could be a personal story or related to the experience of family, friends or community, or about an issue particularly relevant to young people. Now, you may remember Wilamena. She was one of our regional winners last year. You're in the studio. It's great to have you here in person. We'll be chatting in just a moment. But first, a reminder of her story.
5 years ago, I woke up one day and I couldn't walk or even get out of bed due to disabling and violent full-body tics. Eventually, I got diagnosed with Tourette syndrome at the age of 9.
What age did you first get diagnosed with Tourette syndrome?
I was 5 years old when I first got diagnosed with Tourette's. I started having my first symptoms when I was 2.
Most people with Tourette's have what's called a comorbidity. That could be OCD, ADHD, anxiety or depression. The comorbidity that I have is anxiety and OCD. Turns out I'm not the only one.
ADHD.
OCD as well.
OCD and ADHD. What's really extraordinary is that you don't seem to tic very badly when you're having your cello lessons.
As I mentioned, Wilamena is here, and Wilamena, it's great to have you here in person rather than over Zoom as usual. What's the last year been like for you? Because you opened up a whole world to the rest of us about what it's like living with Tourette's.
Thank you. I mean, for everyone, the last year has been kind of crazy, but the opportunity to be able to tell my story, it was amazing, and being able to tell like a wider community and be able to make it in such a way with you guys was just amazing.
I think telling your story is one thing, isn't it? But then other people got really interested in your story and they wanted to tell it for you. Even in Germany, I understand, the network there got in touch with you. What was it like when other people got hold of your story and wanted to tell it themselves?
Yeah, I think it's amazing the difference that like doing a media project can do. It can reach so many different people. I definitely think that telling my story from my perspective as a young person kind of made the best outcome, and being able to do that from the front seat and learning how that even works was like an amazing experience. Your
story was compelling, and I'm just wondering, is it something that you want to continue doing, sort of journalism, telling stories, making films?
I think this experience has definitely taught me that whatever like I go on to do, so obviously I'm very interested in music, so it will probably be down that route. Whatever I do, this experience and these like knowing how to do it is going to be really useful to me. Like being able to tell a story and present myself on media is going to be useful, whatever I decide to go on to do.
And this will be music to our viewers' ears, Wilamena, because we always get emails from people saying we need more positive stories. Now, you are one of those positive stories, and I know that you would watch the news more, you told me, if there were more uplifting stories.
Yeah, I think it's very important to, obviously, you know, everyone has struggles in life, and my video does show that, but I think it's important to really show the positives. So yeah, I've struggled at times, but what I've been able to do despite that, I think is really important to show people.
So for anyone thinking about going for this young reporter role, you'd say yes, do it, crazy?
Go for it. Like, honestly, the best thing I could do, just go for it. It's an amazing opportunity. Like, whatever happens, I would just really strongly recommend that you just go for it and do it.
Oh, thank you so much for coming in. It's really nice to see you in person.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And if you have an interesting story you'd like to enter, the competition is now open, and judges will select the most original and powerful story suggestions, which will then be made with the winning entrants and broadcast by the BBC. Story ideas should be submitted online before the closing date, which is Sunday, the 27th of March. And to do that, you can go to bbc.co.uk/young reporter competition.